Well, hello, American patriots and Christians. How you doing? Well, Donald Trump has done it again. He is now giving all federal workers, with the exception of military personnel and law enforcement personnel, a buyout option. They realize since 2020 and COVID, only 6% of the workforce is actually coming to work at the offices in D.C. So Trump figures, well, if most of these people can work from home, then why do we need them? And he is right. So he's offering for the next 8 days now, because it started yesterday, a buyout option. Here's your choice. You can either come back to work at the office or take the buyout. The buyout is very generous. It's up to 8 months of pay. Now, usually most companies give you like 2 weeks to 90 days at the most. These people are getting 8 months. And they're expecting about 5 to 10% of the workforce to take this, which would in turn save taxpayers up to $100 billion a year. Now, how big is the federal workforce? It is the only company, it's the only entity that employs more employees than Walmart. And we all know there are Walmarts all over the country. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. So they have up to 8 days to take this buyout or brave the traffic, you little pussies, and come back to work. I know DC traffic is tough. I've been to DC, but it's not worse than New York City or Los Angeles or Northern Virginia. So being that we work for such a short generation now, or work for such a short generation, how many are going to grunt and grumble and come back to work, and how many will take the buyout? Now, if you do take the buyout, a smart person would take the money and not just live off for 8 months and do nothing. You have a chance to get another job right away, make a ton of money, even if there's a whole bunch of part-time jobs, and pay off bills, student loans, your mortgage or car loan, or just build capital to buy a house or buy something else. But here's the problem with people like that who work from home. Generally speaking, not all of them. They become very lazy. And the other thing people don't realize is if you can work your job from home, what is to stop them or any private company from firing you and hiring someone from overseas to do your job at a lot less money? I've been saying this forever. Working from home for a private company is not a good idea. Now, there are a lot of companies out there that have adjusted and have what they call satellite offices. I'll give you an example. Chase Bank, around here. They have a main big office in Manhattan, which is, let's face it, if you're coming from the other four boroughs or the outer boroughs, is a pain to get used to. So they set up smaller satellite offices in the surrounding counties, and they can do their work just as efficiently and do everything by Zoom with the main branch. And because office space is going to be much cheaper than out of boroughs compared to Manhattan, it is a win-win. And once in a while, you may have to come to the main office once in a while, maybe for a day or two a month, and that's it. I mean, it is a global market. It is a global technology market now. Things have changed the way people do business, and people are going to have to adjust. But the federal workforce needs to be downsized. I mean, if you have only 6% of your workers coming to work, you don't really need them. And I've been saying most of these 3-4 letter agencies need to go. The IRS needs to go. The ATF needs to go. The Department of Education needs to go. The HUD needs to go. The DEA needs to go. I can go on and on forever about these agencies. We don't need them. They've done nothing but bloat the federal budget, drain taxpayers, and the government still runs inefficient anyway, which is why I'm against the department. Oh, don't forget the DHS. The DHS was their version, way to fix the problem between the FBI and the CIA who weren't communicating about 9/11, so they decided to create another government agency to fix the problems from the first two. Thank you, George Bush. And now I'm not even a fan of this new Department of Government Efficiency thing. It's an oxymoron. Just have Elon Musk go into each department and cut the people you don't need. You don't need to make a whole nother branch of government for this. And speaking of government employees, ICE is on the move. As the New York Post reported yesterday, the minorities in the Bronx and Queens were ruining ICE hard as they were rounding up all the illegals in the neighborhood that have done nothing but destroy the neighborhood, commit crimes, and keep people in fear. So much for ICE being racist. So much for Donald Trump's rounding up and being racist. When you have the minorities rooting them on because they're scared to live in their own neighborhood, I'm sorry, this is a good thing. Comments down below. What's your opinion like to know? Keep the country in prayer. Keep Donald Trump and J.D. Vance in prayer. He's hit the ground running hard. I like what I'm seeing, but they're going to fight back. Whereas these ridiculous court cases to hold up Donald Trump, which we're expecting, I still expect the stock market crash and economic crash because they're going to cause one. I expect the dollar crash because he wants to end the Federal Reserve and go to a gold-backed currency. Keep the country in prayer. It's going to get hairy. But in the end, we will end up doing better. God bless you all. We'll talk to you later.